Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Shining Girls, a new, I think it's a TV series starring Elizabeth Moss about, I guess it's a little confusing. I guess she's a murder victim, but also trapped in shifting into alternate realities. It reminds me a little bit of Slaughterhouse-5, only combined with like a serial killer murder mystery. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. I'm currently down at OCCon, probably, depending on when you're watching this, in Ocean City, New Jersey, Saturday and Sunday at the Ocean City Music Pier. So stop on by if you're in the area. I'll have books, including the Pineys. So I'm getting ahead for tomorrow. Now, any two of these elements would be a good one. So they're trying to combine this sort of chasing a serial killer with this alternate reality thing where she shifts into other realities. Now, it says it's based on a best-selling novel, but they say that a lot. So she tries to document it. She has a cat, and then she wakes up and she has a dog. She has different hair. She has different jobs. She has a husband. She has different friends. But the serial killer changes too. He's everybody and no one. I don't know. I think they don't do a good job of explaining this in the trailer, or it's just too much. Based on Lauren Buke's best-selling novel, I think I'm saying that right, Bukes? Shining Girls follows Kirby Mazrachi as a Chicago newspaper archivist whose journalistic ambitions were put on hold after enduring a traumatic assault. Years after the brutal attack left her in constant shifting reality, Kirby learns that a recent murder is linked to her assault. She teams with veteran reporter Dan Velazquez to understand her ever-changing present and confront her past. In addition to Moss and Mora, the gripping drama stars Philip Sue and Amy Brenneman and Jamie Bell. Jamie Bell, I think I know that name. I'm not getting it. I'm just not getting it. I'm not understanding how the shifting realities are going to work in this thing. Streaming April 29th. Why is she shifting into alternate realities? Look, somebody traumatized in this way, I could believe that she would believe that, right? You'd understand why someone who was terribly traumatized would think that, which I don't know. I think they're setting up a premise here that's almost impossible. It is based on a book, though, so maybe there's more to the book than I'm getting here, but seems like a hard sell. Seems like a lot of elements to make come together. It's already tough. It's already like nigh impossible to do the time travel thing, and this is the alternate reality thing sort of buttresses up against that concept. It's really tough. How do you explain that? Why does she keep shifting into realities? There's a lot to unpack there from a pragmatic standpoint. Okay, she shifts into realities. Does that mean those realities do exist, and she leaves them behind for another version of herself who eventually comes back to those realities? Right? Like, what happens to the old reality that she left? And I get it. No, I don't care about that. I just care about her. But those other versions of her are her. So, and how do you find a murderous serial killer rapist guy if in the other realities he's a completely different person? Does she get attacked by different guys? Why does he change? Why doesn't she change into a different person? Oh, I could tell you that, because then you couldn't follow any of this. You wouldn't be, you'd be like, wait a minute, who's this actress? You'd be totally confused. I don't know. This seems like too much. Seems like a little too much. I don't know if they could pull this off. I gotta say, I'd be interested to seeing if they could do it. Because I do like these concepts. It says it's based on a best-selling novel, but I mean, little known fact about publishing: best-selling novel. Yeah, that used to be a thing. Like back in the 70s and 80s, that was a real thing. They really counted book sales. Now, it's I think the system is gamed to a large degree, so you don't really know what a best-selling novel is. You kind of did on Amazon before they started I think they kind of rigged that as well. But when you see a guy like, for instance, Mark Dice get a best-selling book, then you know it's not rigged, because the powers that be don't want a guy like him and his voice at the top of the charts. They want, Brian Stelter wrote a book, and they want him on the top of the charts in that sort of political end. So, and I'm not saying that maybe this is a great book. I don't know. I didn't read it, but it's I'm really having trouble processing how you would make this work. In a book it could work, because in a book you could take this main character and completely change her. I mean, you could completely change her. She could be different people. I've read books, sci-fi books like that, and it works. They work great, because the book is more internalized, and you're reading it, and you're on board with the character, and it's the voice you're really following in your head. But movies, TV shows, I think this is a show. I don't know. Apple TV is so weird. Why can't you just tell me movie or TV show? Why can't you tell me one or the other? Now that I see that it's a book, maybe it is a movie, but you're going to make me look it up on the IMDb? I'm not looking it up. Apple TV. So I could see this being, a good book. I don't know how you tell this story visually, if in fact that's what happened, in the book. Maybe she did change bodies. But he also the murderer kills women over a long stretch of time, and that's another factor too, right? So it would be enough if you were dealing with like a Zodiac type killer who lived an insanely long time, and there's some sci-fi or supernatural element there. That would be enough. But then you add the alternate realities, and it's like, well, is he traveling through the alternate realities too, in the different people? What? I don't know. I don't know if this concept can work. It doesn't work for me in this trailer. I'm feeling like there's a piece of this puzzle missing. It's almost like the concept of being stalked by a killer in a movie is so strong, they think it could just carry over in anything. And to some extent that is true. If this is intense enough and you like the actress enough and she just keeps changing her hair basically and clothes, then I could see people getting through it, but I can't see you getting to the end of that and going, oh yeah, that was good. I get you to the end of that and going, wait a minute. How did that work? How could she remember this guy or that guy? It's like too much for a character to process. But maybe you could pull this off. It would be really tough. So I'm not totally discounting it, but the trailer just, I don't know, it hits me weird. It's like there's a piece of this puzzle missing. It's not quite gelling for me. But anyhow, it's on Apple TV, April 29th. If you want to check it out and possibly be very confused. Anyhow, I'm Tony D. Check me out at OCCon, and check me and Joan out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for other base takes. The videos will probably be late today. The YouTube ones I can get up on, I can schedule them. It's harder to do it on the alt platforms. But we'll see you in the next one.